little behind schedule, so I'm asking that everyone, if you want to have a conversation, please take it out in the hallway. I'm going to try to get this on track, and as we know, MLGW is always a little testy committee, so I need every minute that I can get.
Not because of us.
All right. Let's see. Are there any more council members who want to participate? All right. All right. We don't have any items. All right. MLGW committee is now in session. First item on our agenda is an update. ABC Professional Tree Services. And we will go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Collins.
Okay, let's see, we have a little handout that I think that you've got there. And Nick's going to go over the handout to give you an update on where we stand.
So far, ABC in the month of May, they hired 6 local. June was 9, and so far in July, they've hired 3. They called 37 applicants, of which 7 showed up, and of the 7, they made 4 job offers. 3 have not returned their phone call. The other one has come to work and filled out the paperwork and will shortly be employed. They plan on going out for interviews again, or sending out for call out again next week or the week after to try to get additional applicants.
And they made a commitment to hire 5 or 10 a month, and right now they've hired 18 in the last 60 days.
18 local.
Yes.
And let's see. How are you guys making the announcements now? Is it being done by PSAs? Are you guys advertising via internet advertisements, local news?
It's on. They've still got the pool from the first 500 that they had, so we've still got those, but it is on MLGW's Facebook page that they are taking applications.
All right. And so are you guys still seeing a large turnover rate from the new hires, or?
This is Kevin.
Of the 18 we hired, I think our number is moved 6. I'd have to.
I think we've lost about 6. That's about right. It started out at 505. We're at 16. We're showing 116 now. So that's 11 out of the
18 it stayed.
Okay. So let me ask you this: based on where's your complement? Where do you need to be employee-wise?
We're at 234 now. It's basically it's based on what it's going to take us to complete the work, and that's a moving number because we may have to bring in additional resources, not from Mexico, but additional resources to catch up with the work, and that would be purely skilled labor.
Let me ask you this: in a situation like that, if you guys have to bring in additional resources, will you guys do that internally or externally? Like, I know you guys have a subcontractor, the Bean and Prince employee. So will you guys subcontract more work to this minority vendor?
We've offered them all the work they'll take, and that's all they do.
Okay. Are there? Let me ask you this question. I root for the home team. I was a big Lakers fan until we got the Grizzlies, so now I just wear blue. I love the Grizzlies. So, are there any local companies, in addition to Bean and Print, that you guys could subcontract out to if you need the extra help?
No. There are none that are qualified to do the work, that are certified to do the work around the electrical lines. When the minor contract was recently bid, Bean and Prince was the only local vendor that submitted a bid for the work.
We're recording this, right?
So I hope all the other vendors can hear this. So what does it take to become certified to work around power and electric lines?
You have to go through the line clearance certification training. You have to have a whole training program, part of our ongoing on-the-job training.
Okay.
They have to be insured. I mean, I'm not sure what the numbers are, but you have to be insured. You have to have the equipment and tools that are certified for this type of work. This isn't trimming trees around the mall.
I totally understand.
It's a whole different, it's a whole different ballgame.
Right.
Than, let's say, Jones Brothers is a large, I don't know if they're minority owned, I know they're local, but
They don't trim around power lines. They trim residential things.
and then there's several, you can look in the yellow pages, there are several tree trimming companies in the Memphis area, but they are not certified in line clearance. That's like, you would not take an electrician and put him on a pole. Just because he works around electricity does not mean he is certified to climb a pole and work around do glove work around hot conductors.
Right. Let me ask this question to President Collins. Ms. Collins, based on this information, okay, it's approximately what, about a $40+ million contract total, correct? Over a 5-year period, okay. $40 million over a 5-year period. When you guys bid this process out, I don't know how long it takes for a local company to become certified to work around power lines. But let me ask you this. Is there a way that we can put in the Office of Contract Compliance something to educate local bidders? I mean, you guys do a great job of reaching out, led minorities and minority participation at Mlgw. Is there a way that we can start letting potential bidders know about the certification process, what it takes to work around power lines? Because one thing I would encourage, we're going to have to boost, and you know, this is a segue from this early economic development conversation, we're going to have to boost our local and minority participation in order to address the poverty issue, the unemployment issue that we face here at home. And I would just say, I know for a fact what $40 million over a 5-year period could do to some local company. And I just think it should be our #1 concern, since the ratepayers here in Memphis and Shelby County pay so that we have an opportunity to bid out these contracts. So at least the local ratepayers should have an opportunity to be one of the vendors to work for their local hometown energy company. I would love to charge you guys with that to make sure that we can increase the local participation, because I don't think we need to go to Texas to get ABC, because if I pull up right now and Google tree trimming companies, I'm quite sure I can get a laundry list of them locally. However, the key is they're not certified. That's all I have. Any of my...
And that's essentially how Bean and Prince got started, was because of a Mlgw contract.
Yeah.
So that's a success story. They've gone on to do great things, and we would love to have more like Bean and Prince.
And that's how ABC got started in Texas. ABC is a minority-owned company, and they were formed by a family, and because they were frustrated with where they were in the pecking order, and it's a Hispanically owned minority contractor, and they took the same route as Bean and Prince, but back when electrical utility companies were reaching out to minority-owned companies, where it became part of your contract base that that you do business with minority-owned companies. And ABC did the same thing. That is exactly how they started, the same way Bean and Prince did. They started with one contract, working with Entity, and then they worked with Houston Lighting and Power.
But no disrespect, sir, that's great, but ABC is based out of Texas. I want to see an ABC based out of Memphis, because that ABC based out of Memphis is going to have a greater impact on my city than the ABC that you work for out of Texas. Sales tax, property tax, that's the impact that I'm looking for in hiring out of its local pool, its local economy. You know, that's fine. I'm glad they got a great start, and I notice ABC is all over the country doing work for utility companies. I applaud them for that. But I think we're going to have to take a more proactive approach here in Memphis to start giving our local companies a boost and educating them on what it takes to become vendors, whether it's city government, county government, or our local utility company. That's just my 2 cents. Any of my other colleagues?
Thank you,
Mr. Collins?
Sure. Mr. Clark, you're working and representing ABC?
Yes, sir.
I'm just looking at the numbers. You got 238 currently working on your fact sheet that you gave us. 48 of them are being in Prince. Is that correct? That's correct. Okay, so of that number, I think, what is that, 190 roughly with ABC? And of that 190, how many of those persons are local? Is that 116? When you say, I want to make sure that the definitions are clear. When you say local, are you saying they are local Memphians and Shelby Countyans, or local with the Memphis metropolitan area?
I'm not sure. I mean, MLGW serves all of Shelby County,
No, I understand that.
but I mean, some live in Bartlett, some live in Collierville, some live in downtown Memphis, some live,
Eastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi.
no, sir.
Okay.
For
See,
the most part.
that's when I'm drilling down to the
I
word
think I
term
have
local.
2 employees that live outside Shelby County and they live east of here, but they're a specialty group. They're herbicide they're experts in herbicide work.
So basically, 188 of these employees, or 114 of these employees are Memphis metropolitan, Memphis and Shelby County.
Yes.
I'm just trying to focus on definitions. We can get
No, I understand.
outside the
I
scope.
understand.
And are you, based on these numbers, are you satisfied with Bean and Prince performance?
Yes, sir. And actually, that number is actually higher than that, because the 26 that we have listed on here as transfers, they actually do live and reside in Shelby County or Memphis. So you take the 160.
So 114 and 26, so
Yes.
that's 140.
Yes.
140 of them live in Memphis and Shelby County.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the Bean Prince?
And then plus the Bean,
Plus
we don't
Bean and
know,
Prince.
we don't know if Bean and Prince people live in Memphis and Shelby County, do we?
I have no idea.
Right. You can only speak for ABC.
Yes.
Okay. My last comment, Mr. Chairman, is this. I recognize that ABC is considered a minority company, family-owned and operated because of their Hispanic heritage. But I'm going to go back to the discussion we had prior to this meeting, and I hope you were here. Memphis has a extensive generational poverty problem. And many of our young people who live here feel as if their city has abandoned them because we haven't given them an opportunity to work or to engage or be beneficiaries of the quote-unquote economic boom that we are experiencing. I know that might be an oxymoron, but some people may consider this to be an economic boom. Our challenge as leaders is to figure out a way to do two things. One, make sure that the people that we represent are getting those opportunities, and two, ensuring that their quality of life is the best that we can help them achieve. And I would hope that any company that gets a sizable contract from the ratepayers of the citizens of Memphis and Shelby County would also have that same kind of vision. So I'm going to be, as I've shared with Mr. Collins, making sure and ensuring that that happens. And then if it's not happening, we would certainly speak out against that. And thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Boyd, do you have anything? All right. Well, based on that, thank you guys for an update. I would recommend that we have one more additional update in 30 days from ABC, since it was, all in the media. So let's set it.
Is that gonna be the second meeting in August? I'm just clarifying the date.
Let's set it for the second meeting in August. Well, that wouldn't be 30 days. Second meeting in August. Yeah, perfect. Let's put it second meeting in August, and see you back here. Meeting is adjourned.